Rapper Gunplay from Miami and Love and Hip Hop Miami, Rick Ross's homeboy, has been arrested for pulling a toolie out on his wife and his young baby. And I have a lot to talk about with this. Let's juice.
Come on, Blaze.
It's a beef for me.
Wah, 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 wah,
for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Voodoo Doll TV back with a quick little juice. And today we about to juice Gunplay and the problems that Gunplay has that basically affects the whole community. But before we get into it, let's just give you a brief synopsis. Gunplay was arrested recently, I want to say a day or so ago, for basically he was playing a video game. He pulled a toolie out on his wife and small baby, who, mind you, he had got into it with DJ Envy about because he was talking about him with the GoFundMe. But he pulled this toolie out on his wife and baby because she asked him to basically quiet down on the game and he gonna wake the baby up. Now listen, before we get into that whole story, I just want to give us a little backstory on Gunplay because, you know, Gunplay has had issues with women. He's had issues, anger issues and everything. We all know he has a drug issue. We all know, well, as of now, we know that he has a issue with alcohol. And this is problematic for the wife because she said she filing for divorce. Now, before we get to the actual topic of this incident, I wanted to wake up something that I had seen in, you know, just some behaviors that I had seen. I watched Love and Hip Hop Miami, Love and Hip Hop Reunion and all that stuff. And I remember him talking crazy to the ladies, trying to get them to fight. Like, he has a very warped and nasty mentality when it comes to women. Now, they say he has some issues. They said, I didn't say it. They said that he got jumped by G-Unit in them, 50 Cent in them. And he been salty ever since that. And then he had to doggone have a fight in a club because the DJ was playing G-Unit music. He's very sensitive, like a lot of these men. But the biggest part I wanted to wake up is he's very sensitive, but he's over there gifting another grown man stuff while his wife has to put up a GoFundMe. So that tells me right then and there that he's not taking care of his family. If you can gift another grown man laying in the bed with his belly and his titties out, you gifting him a chain, a pendant, and all of this stuff, while your wife has to start a GoFundMe because your daughter or your baby is having issues in the hospital that you can't afford, that's a problem to me. That's a problem to me. And that tells me that your wife and kid isn't your first priority, okay? Number one. That's just the way I feel about it. So even knowing that that's not his first priority, it baffles me that there's some on this internet, and I'm going to play a clip for you later, but there's some on this internet who really believe that he's just this innocent person and, oh, well, he just pulled a gun out on her. It's not that big of a deal. But we'll get there here in a second. But I did want to wake up him buying, like I said, Rick Ross this chain. He had got into a beef with DJ Envy about it because DJ Envy said, you know, if that was my homeboy and I was a boss and I had all this money, I would never allow my partner to put up no GoFundMe. Now, that makes sense to me. You around here gifting thousands of dollars worth of jewelry to another man, you shouldn't need a GoFundMe. He should be able to pull up and be like, what you need, bro? But see, these dudes have a lot of bromances that they don't want to talk about. And it's very, very weird. So when DJ Envy woke up the fact that you had to start a GoFundMe, yet you buying thousands of dollars worth of chains, the people wanted their money back from GoFundMe. And being emotional like a lot of these men are, his response was, for all you PA bitches and niggas that donated to my daughter GoFundMe and got a refund, you never gave it from the heart. F all you pieces of shit. Listen, let me say this. I don't care how Gunplay feel. That's why I don't donate to GoFundMe's. I'm sorry. Number one. And then number two, how can he get mad and say people didn't do it from the heart because they want their money back after you buying another grown man chains? Grown man. And another example of him just having, you know, emotional breakdowns and emotional issues is his response when he got on the phone and recorded himself, mind you, talking to DJ Envy, threatening DJ Envy. Now, let's be clear. DJ Envy, he's a bitch ass nigga too. Let's talk about it. Can we talk? However, somehow him recording himself, so-called G-checking another light-skinned brother, it's all this light-skin on light-skin crime at the time. It was given very lame to me. Let me let y'all hear a piece of him checking DJ Envy real quick.
Nah, you was Envy. I slapped the Envy for real. Envy for real. You know I'll slap the shit out of you, right? For that, you know that, right?
We ain't doing all that.
No. I want to be clear. I want to be clear here. You know I would slap the shit out of you about that, right?
And then we can fight, but that's not the reason I'm saying that. See,
nah, it ain't gonna be a fight. It ain't gonna be a fight.
Let me finish.
Nah, it ain't gonna be a fight. Envy, it ain't gonna be a fight, dog.
If I wanted to disrespect, I wasn't trying
But
to
you
disrespect.
did. But you did. Why'd you bring me into that?
I wasn't talking about
Why
your
did you
daughter,
bring me
nor
into
did I
that,
say anything
Envy?
about your daughter.
And so I'll be wrong. So I'll be wrong if I'll be wrong to handle my business then, right?
What's your business? I'm having a conversation with you. If you feel like I disrespected you, I'm talking to you like a man. I'm like, nah, I would never. And if you feel I did, I apologize. That wasn't my intention.
Well, I need a public apology because that my wife, man, my wife is affected by that. My brother, we sat in that hospital for 28 days, homie. It had nothing. It ain't even about the money. You know what I'm saying? My wife is in panic mode. My wife put that up, and this is what it is, and that's how she felt. That she wanted to. She was in panic mode. I told her to chill, but it's cool. We did a GoFundMe. That ain't nothing, my brother. So don't bring my child into this, my nigga, because then we gonna be having bad blood, dog.
And if you felt that way, I apologize.
So now you guys just heard a piece of that clip of him checking DJ Envy, and it was, it's my daughter, it's my baby, and my wife. You gotta understand, it's my wife. He ain't give a damn about his wife. Let's be real. He did not give a damn about his wife. If he gave a damn about his wife, he wouldn't pull the gun on him that he did. I just felt like it was an excuse for him to have beef with another man, because he's emotional. But let's get into the charges. So it was reported, it says, just in, rapper Gunplay was arrested in Miami. He is accused of pointing a rifle, at his wife while she was holding their 6-month-old baby. Law enforcement sources tell me this allegedly happened after his wife told him to quiet down while playing Xbox. Gunplay denies it all. First of all, that's why I don't deal with no man who play no video games. That's an emotional... Listen, y'all about to make me curse. That's an emotional person right there. A man who spends times on video games, that tells me it's a lot of other things around the house and a lot of other things outside he could be doing. I'm not shaming you if you play video games. If you do, that's on you. But for me, personally, I ain't about to be with no man playing no video games. I'm a grown-ass woman. Let's get into the charges. So he's basically charged with battery aggravated with a deadly weapon. That bond is $10,000. Domestic violence, false imprisonment, bond $5,000. Domestic violence, child abuse, no greatly bodily harm, bond $5,000. Domestic violence, and those are the charges. Let me just say this. He had to have done that, and there had to be a weapon present for them to even charge him with anything with a deadly weapon. So that happened. Allegedly, if you want to say, okay, cool, but I'm looking at the charges. According to the charges, whatever she said he did that shit, because I'm looking at it on this doggone charge thing, right? So now the young lady decided to come out and say something about it. Of course he's going to deny it. His wife decided to come out and say something about it. And when she does, she basically gives more insight to what actually happened that night. So the story says Gunplay's wife details the events that led to his arrest, says that she has a restraining order and plans to file for divorce. So we know it must be serious if she's doing all of this, right? But let's get into her letter and what she had to say. So she said, I just want everyone to know my daughter and I are safe. My daughter's safety is my first priority. Unfortunately, Richard is back using and developed a very bad drinking problem. I've tried everything in my power to help him and love him. This is a demon he has to overcome on his own. At this point, I really believe it's too late. To summarize last night's events, I asked Richard to quiet down as he scared the baby sleeping, yelling, playing Call of Duty. He started going off on me for asking him to be quiet. I tried to collect a bag so my daughter and I can go to a room while he sobers up. He didn't want us to leave and things went left fast. He was arrested last night. The weapon is in police custody. I have a restraining order. My daughter is in my custody and I am filing for divorce. He will never get the chance to disrespect us again. Thank you all for the well wishes and prayers. This was a very traumatizing experience. Please keep me in your prayers. Now, let me just say this. Someone who has experienced domestic violence, I've never had a weapon pulled on me, but have experienced domestic violence. My heart goes out to her, and I hope that she actually stays by her word and get away from this dude, right? Number one. Number two, remember, this is the same dude who blew up in the club because they played G-Unit. The same dude gifting other men chains and all of that. The same dude who hollered, my wife, my wife, my wife, my wife, when it came down to his GoFundMe after he done cussed everybody out. Now he's pulling a weapon on you. Like you and your child. What if it would have accidentally went off? Because most people who own weapons don't even know gun safety. Let's talk about it. See, I know about it. I know everything about it. But ultimately, what if the gun would have went off or something like that? We don't know what kind of rifle it was. But what we do know is the police has it in custody. That is a problem. But that's not even the worst of the problems, right? Yo, listen. First of all, like I said, to this young lady, I hope she gets the help she needs. I hope she gets as far away from him. I hope he does not get a chance to be in her vicinity and hurt her and her child or anything like that, because I'm pretty sure his ego is hurt. His emotionalism is going to take control like most of these men do. And that's where I'm going right now. But his emotionalism is going to take heed, and he's going to not know how to respond. And he may want to do something even worse to you because he's embarrassed. Because we all know these so-called alpha males and men claim that they logical thinkers and they not emotion based, and it's women. But as we can see, these dudes more emotional than these women. Now let's get into why I'm saying all of this. Hassan Campbell is a 40-something, if not maybe 50-year-old man in the black community. He normally speaks out on all the degenerate stuff that black men do to each other. I'm talking about he's first to say Gilly is wrong for going in the club, partying after his son was popped in the hood. He also said his son shouldn't be in the hood because as a man and as a father, you should do X, Y, and Z, and you shouldn't put your son in that type of... I'm talking about he be preaching some good stuff. But when it comes to this situation, for some odd reason, Hassan Campbell feels like this was the woman's fault. I'm talking about he created a whole doggone scenario, and I'm talking about made a whole scenario up in his head and basically tried to flip it on the woman and say she was probably annoying and agitating him and he didn't put his hands on her, so what's the big deal? Y'all listen to me. This is the exact reason why black men are so, and I'm not saying all, so if it's not you, don't jump in my comments windmilling like a female. I'm talking about the collective of black men. As a collective, this is why they are so jacked up, because these so-called OGs, the older dudes, they not even smart enough to hold them accountable, because, and it goes back to black women. But before we get into that, let's hear what Hassan had to say and how he theorized this whole situation and how he basically put it back on the black woman, even though this is a grown-ass man who can't handle himself. Let's take a listen.
Unfortunately, Richard is back using and developed a very bad drinking problem. He already had a drinking problem. We all do, right? I've tried everything in my power to help him and love him. This is a demon. He has to overcome his own at this point. I really believe it's too late. Key words. I really believe it's too late. To summarize last night's event, I asked Richard to quiet down as he scared the baby sleeping by yelling, playing Call of Duty. So you telling me this man is in his house? He's in his house. Not outside in the street. He's where she could find him, playing Call of Duty. He's stressed out, so he's playing Call of Duty, chilling, and sometimes playing a game, you talking, you get a little hyped up, you wake up your most precious, valuable thing, which is your baby in the room.
Let me come in right here really quick. See, this is where it's starting to go left. Hassan is making a case for something that doesn't need a case made for it. He's basically saying because Gunplay was in the house playing a video game, he's where she can find him. What does that have to do with anything? If he's on the video game and like you said, he don't want to disturb his most precious thing, which is his baby, why in the hell would he get up and even use a weapon or even look at a weapon or have anything to do with a weapon? Yo, this is sick. Let's keep going.
Okay, you still into the game a little bit. She comes in and she just nicely said, hey baby, can you please not wake up the baby? Let me give you a kiss. And he snapped on her. Nah. Y'all better start reading in between the lines, because I'm going to tell y'all what's going on. All you brothers out there that got your shit together or trying to get your shit together, but nevertheless, you in progress. All you brothers out there with your relationship, and it feels like there's an end, it's coming to an end. You know that song, Is This the End? Mama told me once that it was gonna happen, but she never told me when. Mama never told us that these women's gonna be so trifling.
So Hassan is basically trying to say her tone could have been off when she asked him to be quiet. So freaking what? If he and them making a lot of noise playing a video game, does that still constitute him pulling a weapon on her? And then you start to go into this whole diatribe about, oh, maybe it was over, she lined him up. Yo, this is sick. And this is how black men think. This right here is how the so-called OGs think. Let me let y'all finish.
So what's going on with these women right now? And I swear to God, when I seen this article and seen this video with Gunplay, I was already in the process of making these videos because these women, some of these women want Section 8. Some of these women don't want a custody battle because they know you might have a friend like Rick Ross that might help you get your kid or help you get your stuff together, have the lawyers when you get into court. So now, when you on bad terms with these women, what they're doing is they making sure that they dial 911 and make a situation look like it's real hostile. Now, when you're dealing with Gunplay, you got videos with Gunplay on the internet, flipping out on a DJ for playing G-Unit's music. Now, here's my thing, because they're going to play this in court. Gunplay got jumped by G-Unit. So automatically, when he's in the club, and the DJs know he's in the club, because he's a very popular dude, and they know who he is, for you to play that with him in there, you in violation. It is what it is. Dudes know the rules when they playing with a gangster, and Gunplay's a gangster. But now, when this plays out in the court, he just told the whole club that he them. And the way they smeared him, yeah, he was drunk and belligerent. He was tight because it was disrespectful. And disrespect ain't tolerated by real dudes. So now back to this chick. Back to her again. Because all of you dudes out there, pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. Some of these females don't want you no more. And they exit the relationship before they tell you that it's over. When you find out that it's over, it's going to come in the hands of the police. Some of these females is going to trick you out of your freedom. We all done had our fights and moments with a female. Did he put his hands on her? Was there any bruises on her? Oh, he pointed a gun at her. Where's the proof? Oh, he might have sat up there and told her. Let me read this again so I can respond to it. Oh my God, it's making my blood boil because I feel like the brother was lined. She knew she was leaving and she lined him. And in the process of lining him up, she might have messed that boy's life up. Pay attention to your circle. He's in there watching TV playing Call of Duty, which is relieving stress sometimes, right? Matter of fact, I ain't played Call of Duty in a long time. I might have to try that tonight. So he's playing Call of Duty. She goes into where he's at, antagonize him, you're waking the baby up. We'll put him back to sleep. It happens sometimes. No. All right, I know what I'm going to do. He's ignoring me because he's stressed out or she want to get up under his skin. He's playing Call of Duty to get away from her. She comes into the room where he's at, accuse him of waking up the baby, starts the argument, sparks the argument, then they still don't get him off the game. He's still playing the game. So now she's packing bags. She went to go get bags, talking about she was going to go stay at a room. No, now he wants to know where his woman is going with his child, whatever time that was, probably at nighttime. Automatically now, a man that's drinking, he's not calm-headed, he's aggravated. He might have had a drink because he's aggravated, because one of the biggest tests that you're going to ever go through is with a woman. So now, you grabbing bags, you bringing the baby outside, automatically, the first thing he's thinking, oh, she running off to another dude? And right there in his angry moment, where he didn't put his hands on her, he just pointed at her and waited for the police to come lock him up. Some of us dudes might get mad and be like, I'll smack you, or say anything. Figure of speech. He didn't put his hands on her. She said he pulled on her. She made sure the police felt that that's going to be the nail in his coffin. They had a legitimate reason because there was a phone call that she made. And all he was doing was playing Call of Duty. He didn't go in the room and ask her for some sex and she said no when he started flipping. She wanted him to stop playing Call of Duty and he was ignoring her until she grabbed the bags to leave out of the house. And that's my take on this situation. And sometimes you got to read in between the lines. as she tells you it's final. It's final because this is her exit strategy, and I need every dude that's watching this video to pay attention to the woman that you laying down with, because some of these women that left this relationship, she done left already, and you ain't figured it out.
So you guys just heard Hassan's take on it, and it is very disturbing and disappointing. Not even disappointing, because I already know how I go with these dudes, but that is very disturbing. This is what happens when a male has not didn't grow up with a father, because he doesn't know what being a man is. He doesn't know the word accountability or responsibility. Do y'all hear this dude? This dude literally is talking about, oh, he may have been stressed out. He playing the game. Yeah, he might have had a drink. He playing the game. Did he skip past the part where this lady said he has a drug problem and has developed an alcohol problem? No, he didn't skip past the alcohol part. He said, because we all do. That's what he said. This is insane, y'all. This is insane because, listen, just like he said in his video, all you dudes out there, pay attention to my voice. Now you basically lining up these dudes, as you claim she lined him up, you lining up these dudes to where every time a woman wants to leave due to abuse, which it sounds like she was enduring if he picked up a weapon and actually kept her in the house where she can't leave, these dudes are literally, he's telling these young dudes, because remember, it's going to be other, not even just young dudes, because they got old dudes that are just as dumb as Hassan. But he's over here telling these dudes that these women are lining them up. So when a woman wants to leave an abusive or a horrible relationship, they're going to act emotionally, and they're going to have men like Hassan who's going to make scenarios up like he just did to basically put it back on the woman. These dudes are hurt. These dudes are lost. Listen, I'm going to say this out loud on this thing. I know I be talking to my mom. My mom is a Hebrew Israelite, and she talk of a world where black people are in charge of everything. I would be dreaded if black men were in charge of black women. Look at the mentality of a lot of these dudes. And again, if it's not you, I don't need you in my comments saying nothing. I'm talking about the mentality of the collective, because Hassan ain't the only one think like this. And most dudes know, if they honest, a lot of the dudes that are around them think like this. But look at the mentality of these men. If we were ever under a rulership full of nothing but black men, we would be done. Black women, we wouldn't exist. They're already murking us at 5.5 hours every day. So how do you think? Listen to this. I can't believe, I can believe it. I gotta stop saying I can't believe it, because I can believe it. But these dudes get on these podcasts, they get in front of these cameras, and they spew this type of stuff. Not one time did he give any accountability or say Gunplay should have any accountability for drinking, for being on the game, for being loud, for none of that. Even if he didn't think that the whole thing happened with the weapon, even though it's on police record that there was a weapon, he flipped it and said she lined it up to make sure the police find the weapon. This is insanity. But again, when you got fatherless men like Hassan Campbell, this is what you get. This is the type of thinking and analyzing that you get. This is disgusting. This is sad. I have unsubscribed from Hassan, because Hassan only want to hold dudes accountable he don't like. He don't want to hold black men as a whole accountable. If he don't like you, then he gonna beef with you. He gonna bang with you like Gilly the Kid and all of these other dudes. All these dudes he have personal beef with, because he's another emotional male as well. Very emotional. But I'm more disgusted the fact that he's putting this out there for all these people to see, and all these dudes that are impressionable, both young and old, because let's talk about it, a lot of these males be impressionable, young and old. But he's putting this out there for all these dudes to see, and I'm telling you right now, this right here is very disturbing, and this is going to line up a lot of women, black women in particular, to be in situations like a Gunplay. If y'all are in them situations, please leave up out of there, and do not talk to these niggas. You can learn a lot about a dude's mentality when you speak to him, the way he thinks, the way he analyzes things, the way who is his dad? Do he have a positive male role model in his life? Did he grow up without one? And if he did, how did he change his ways of thinking? Like, these are the questions we got to be asking listen, These are the questions we have to be asking. I'm trying not to get all riled up, but these are the questions that we have to be asking. And even then, you can't vet these fools. You cannot vet these fools. Just stay safe, ladies, because there's a lot of Hassan Campbells out there who really believe that what he's saying is true. And it's going to get a lot of us in a lot of trouble. It's going to be a lot of us that are in a lot of trouble. So keep your little piece on you, ladies. I know I got me a few. Keep your little piece on you. And if you have to do what you have to do, I say do it. That's just it. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this BS with Gunplay, and I hope he gets whatever he deserves, with all of this. Y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on all platforms. I'll see y'all hoes later. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.